how is a human being supposed to survive on 1,000 cities in 2026? It is a modern day slavery, and everyone is quiet about it. Now,
they call it the fourth estate, a pillar that holds power accountable. But look at the media today. It's an auction house. Every station owned by a politician, every journalist a PR officer. You have traded the pen of truth for the envelope of silence. What is a job without a soul? Act like the fourth estate.
welcome. My name is Kojo Pills, and this is the hard truth. I am pissed, and if you are watching this and you are not angry, then you are part of the sickness that is killing this country. We need to have a very honest, very brutal conversation about the soul of Ghana. We have become a nation of hypocrites and cowards. We have allowed two political parties, the NPP and the NDC, to put us in a state of deep psychological hypnosis. We are so soaked in partisan politics that we have lost our basic human ability to identify right from wrong. When a leader is incompetent, when an appointee is visibly corrupt and stealing our future, we cannot voice it out. Why? Because they belong to our party. Because criticizing them means giving the other party an advantage. We have become slaves to party colors while our stomachs are empty and our lives are in chaos. Almost 70 years after independence. And what do we have to show for it? Beautiful speeches written by highly paid speech writers, delivered by leaders who do not believe a single word coming out of their own mouth. We see governments come and go, and all they do is lie to us. Total chaos, lies, incompetence, negligence, and absolute foolery have been normalized. In which serious nation on this planet would characters who can barely articulate a coherent strategy for national development be allowed anywhere near the sensitive levers of governance? Governance requires deep critical thinking. It is not about who has money. Ritualists have money. Fraudsters have money. Having money does not mean you have the brain to lead a nation of over 30 million people. But the media will never tell you this. Over the last 25 years, our media space, the TV and radio stations you listen to every day, have been brought up by these same politicians. They have turned Ghana into a perpetual political campaign field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is NPP said this, NDC said that. It is a manufactured circus designed to keep you distracted while they pick your pocket. Today, we are hammering on the things the stomach journalists and the compromised media houses are too terrified to say. This is the hard truth. Now, let's look at the daily realities of the ordinary Ghanaian. The system is not just broken, it is rotten to the core. Take a look at the trotro extortion going on. Every single day, millions of us sit in trotros, and every single day we watch the police openly taking money from drivers. They don't even hide it anymore. Why would they? Because they know we don't care. They know we will just look out the window and pretend it's normal. We have normalized bribery on our roads. Let's look at the rent control nightmare. Look at the housing crisis. People cannot afford a place to sleep anymore. The law is clear. You see, the law clearly states that no landlord should take more than 6 months rent advance. Yet, landlords are demanding 2-3 years in advance. And where is the rent control department? sitting in air-conditioned office doing absolutely nothing. Must the president come down from the Flagstaff House to hold your hands before you enforce the law? Or is it because most of these buildings are owned by these very same politicians you protect? Take a look at the private sector pitance going on. Private companies are the biggest employers in this country. But there are no clear initiatives to protect the worker. We have graduate people who spent 4 years in university, working 31 days a month for private companies and being paid 1,000 cedis, 1,000 cedis in a country where a bag of Jesus Christ. In a country where a bag of cement is over 90 cedis, where rent is thousands of cedis and transport fares increase every month. How is a human being supposed to survive on 1,000 cedis in 2026? It is a modern day slavery, and everyone is quiet about it. Now, who do we blame for this mess? Tell me, who do we blame for this mess? Some say we should blame the political class, the NPP and NDC. Yes, because you have successfully divided and conquered us. Yes, I'm talking about the NPP and the NDC. You have divided us as a country. You've divided us as a nation. You have weaponized poverty and used the media to keep us at each other's throat while your children go to school abroad and your families use the best private healthcare. Yes. Now the local government, the MMDCs, what exactly is the job of the metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives? They are a massive waste of time and resources. They do absolutely nothing to check the exploitation happening in their districts. The rent control management, you are failing in your mandate. Yes, you are allowing landlords to abuse citizens because you lack the backbone to set up strict nationwide task force to investigate and prosecute offenders. Yeah. And finally, the ordinary Ghanaian, you and I, you are watching me. Yes, you. I am blaming you, the ordinary citizen. We are all part of the problem. We see the nonsense going on every day and we stay quiet. We jump to the defense of politicians who wouldn't even let their security guards open the gate for us. We have normalized nonsense, and until we stop, trust me, nothing is going to change. Nothing will change. We have to speak up. We have to speak truth to power. We've normalized everything. We don't even care anymore. We just go on about doing things, and we think these politicians, they care about us. Now, if we want to save this nation, we must break the hypnosis. Here is what we must do. We must, first of all, depoliticize the issues. You see, the next time a leader fails, do not look at their political colors. Call a spade a spade. If the water is brown from Galamsey, if the rent is too high, it affects both NDC and MPP supporters. Hunger does not have a party card. Yeah. Secondly, you see, we need to enforce the labor laws. Yeah, and this one I'm talking to the Minister of Employment. The Minister of Employment must step up. We need a strict enforcement of a realistic minimum living wage for graduates in the private sector. Because how can somebody go to the university and they'll get a job? And now the problem even going on right now, I don't know if you leaders are even watching or you are even listening to the people. Because if you are working the way you are supposed to do, you will know that now there are employment agencies who take these contracts from these companies and pay the workers, the degree holders, the workers, they pay them pitance. People are being paid 800 cedis as graduates, and we are all quiet because, come on, we don't care. The Ministry of Employment must step up. Private companies must not be allowed to exploit our youth just because jobs are scarce. Yeah. And another thing, we need to clean up the rent control. We need a complete overhaul of the rent control department. We need a hotline and an active enforcement task force that actively prosecute landlords demanding illegal rent advances. Now, recently, the president was telling us that, nobody should take more than 6 months rent control, rent advances and all those stuff. But the president cannot come to Domi Kwabenya and come and check all these houses, whether people are being harassed, whether landlords are harassing these people. No. Who is speaking for us? Nobody. Every day, either the president comes out and say, the law says we shouldn't pay 6 months, more than 6 months. Recently, I heard John Dumelo also saying the same thing. Honorable, yes, it's true, but in your constituency, have you gone around? Have you looked around? Ask people how much they are paying? Or is it because you are living in some estates? The ordinary Ghanaian, the youth who is taking 1,000 cedis, 800 cedis, and still managing, is paying 2 years advance. Single room self-contained. Now, even forget the self-contained. Single room in Accra right now, if you are not holding more than 500 cedis, you just have to find a kiosk. We need to wake up as a country. We need to wake up as a country, because we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. It is frustrating. Ghana, Mother Ghana, people of Ghana, for how long are we going to endure this nonsense? We are sick as a nation because we have traded our conscience for political alignment. We are letting people who have stolen our money walk free while we argue on radio about who stole more. To the leaders, your written speeches cannot feed a graduate earning 1,000 cedis. Your smooth grammar cannot pay for a room for a family that is being kicked out by the greedy landlord. And to the ordinary Ghanaian, yes, you the ordinary Ghanaian, the politicians are not afraid of us. They are afraid of you waking up. They are afraid of the day you stop wearing their t-shirt and start demanding real accountability. Stop defending nonsense. Wake up! Because if we do not break this hypnosis today, our children will inherit a graveyard called Ghana. I am convicted, and I am done being quiet.